What up, though? What's good, folks? It's your boy Chef Showtime back with a new episode of What We Cooking with Mr. Showtime. And today, guys, we making something that takes me back to the crib. It definitely reminds me of my mom's. Today, guys, we doing salmon croquettes, man. It's super easy, very simple. We're going to jump right into this, guys. You only need a few ingredients. It's something that you could put together really fast, whether you're making it for dinner with some rice or breakfast. Some people like it with grits. I don't know all about that, but let's get into it. Now, as y'all can see, the ingredients list is not very big. Most importantly, we got our 3 cans of salmon. I'm cooking for a large family, so I got 3 cans today. Now, you can use the blue, you can use the red, you can even use fresh salmon if you have some cooked up. Doesn't matter, but I'm going off of what my mom's taught me. So today we're using 3 cans of blue salmon. So first thing we want to do here is dice up half of a large white onion. Now, if you only have smaller onions, you might want to use that whole onion. But today I had a larger white onion, so I only need about half of this. So I'm going to go ahead and dice this down really quick and put this to the side. Now, once we have that whole onion diced, we're going to go ahead and put it into a container and set that to the side. Get a medium-sized skillet, medium heat, add a little bit of butter. What we're going to do is cook our onions down till they're about translucent. We don't want to caramelize them, just a quick cook on these onions. And we're going to take them right out the skillet and set those to the side as well. Like I said here, you don't want to caramelize the onion, so you don't want your heat to be too high. Just about until you can see they're translucent. You're getting a little bit of that fragrance out of the onion. These don't take long at all, guys. That's about how we want them to look there. Go ahead and set those to the side and go on to the next step here. All right, next we're going to go ahead and crack open and drain our 3 cans of salmon. Now, you want to do these one at a time. Make sure you get all of that liquid out before you put it into your mixing bowl. We're doing one at a time because we want to go through the cans of salmon and remove those small bones. Some people don't mind leaving them in. Like I said, I was taught this way, so I always go in and I take the bones out. Some people even go as far as to take the skin out. I leave the skin in. I like skin on my regular cooked salmon, so I leave the skin in. If you want to take that skin out, guys, it's perfectly fine. It does not affect the recipe either way. Just a little bit of more extra work that you got to do. But you do want to make sure you go in and get all of those bones out. Usually you can see that spine and you can take it right out, set it to the side. Nothing you can really do, nothing useful for those. Just a little bit of extra work for you here. Now that we got all 3 cans deboned, we're going to start with our mixture. Starting off, we're going in with 2.5 tablespoons of mayo. My preference is always Duke's mayo. It's the best to me. I don't use Miracle Whip because technically Miracle Whip is not mayo. If y'all want to argue about it, drop it in the comments. Next, we're going in with about 1/2 cup of flour, 2 eggs, some Old Bay seasoning, some onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder as well. All the exact measurements will always be in the description. And when I say a little garlic powder, I mean a lot. Going in with a little dash of Cajun seasoning as well. Dash of salt. Not too much salt because that Old Bay does have a lot of sodium in it. And lastly, we're going in with some pepper. Now, next we're going to go and add our cooked onions into the mixture. And lastly, the juice of half of 1 lemon. If you got smaller lemons, just use a whole lemon. And now it's time to mix, guys. Get right in there with your hands. Don't use no whisk. Don't use no spoon. Get right in there with your hands. Throw you some gloves on and get to mixing. I know the texture turns off some people, but this is the best way to make sure that all of your mixture is completely incorporated. Dive in there with your hands, guys. Throw some black gloves on. Throw you some cooking gloves and jump right into it. Have the kids do it if you have to, but use your hands to get your mixture all the way together, guys. We're going to mix that until everything is completely incorporated. And we're going to go ahead and roll these into patties, guys. So the best way, get you a slight handful about the size of your palm. You can roll it into a circle. You don't want them to be completely flat. You don't want them to be pancake flat. You know, you want a nice size salmon croquette. Now repeat this process for your entire mixture and set them off to the side. To cook these, we're going to go ahead and set a cast iron skillet on about medium to high heat with a shallow depth of cooking oil. You don't want to deep fry them, just want a shallow layer of cooking oil. Now you can use vegetable oil, peanut oil, canola oil, whatever your preference is. You just don't want to fill it up to the point to where the croquettes are deep frying. All right, we're going to go in and individually place these into the skillet. I'm using a 13-inch cast iron skillet. So with this, I can usually get about 4 to 5 croquettes into the pan, depending on how big I made them. You don't want to overcrowd them, as with frying anything, guys. Of course, you don't want to drop that temperature. You want it to maintain steady, so make sure you're not putting too many into the pan at a time. Like I said, this is a 13-inch skillet, so I can get about 4 to 5 in, as you can see here. I'm going to give those about 5 minutes on that first side and give them a good flip. Now you want that dark brown color on the salmon croquettes. If you like them a little bit lighter, you might want to flip them maybe at around the 3.5 minute mark. But I like mine this way. As you can see, when you see that crispiness on those onions that are on that outer layer, that's when you know you got a good fry on that crust. You're going to have a nice crispy texture to the outside of the salmon croquette. I know some people don't like theirs as crispy. They want to flip them a little bit sooner. When you got that golden brown color, you can flip them then. It's perfectly fine. It's just your preference. Me, this is how mama made them, so this is how I'm gonna make them. Once you have that beautiful brown crust on both sides of the salmon croquette, we're going to go ahead and remove them out of the oil and onto a wire rack. This way you can preserve some of that crispy texture on the outside of the salmon croquette. And you just want to keep frying in bunches, guys. Like I said, don't overcrowd your skillet. Fry them 5 minutes a side at a time. And before you know it, it's going to be time to eat. As you can see here, it's got that nice crispy texture to it. Those onions on the outside, they got a nice fry to them. They're going to give a lot of flavor, and the inside is just warm and cooked to perfection. Now, just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to plate these up with a few lemon wedges and a little bit of Frank's hot sauce. But you can plate these up with a little bit of rice, some green beans, and corn. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a lot of people like these for breakfast with grits and eggs on the side. Whatever your preference, these are absolutely going to be the star of the show. And guys, it's that simple. You got salmon croquettes. You can whip these together at any time. As always, I thank you guys for joining me on this video journey. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you get notifications whenever we drop new videos. And absolutely leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the salmon croquettes after you've made them. But until then, we up out of the kitchen until the next time we up in it. Once again, it's your boy Chef Showtime. We're cooking with Showtime, and we up out of here, man. Peace.